Download Tarang online radio app from Google Play Store.
आज मैं एक बहुत ही प्रेस्टिजियस इंस्टीट्यूशन में यहाँ बैठा हूँ. ये है लक्ष्मीबाई नेशनल कॉलेज ऑफ फिज़िकल एजुकेशन तिरुवनंतपुरम. हम स्पोर्ट्स को तब याद करते हैं जब हिंदुस्तान मेडल्स जीतता है. हम स्पोर्ट्स को तब याद करते हैं जब हमें ओलंपिक्स में मेडल नहीं मिलता, देश को दुख होता है. जब हिंदुस्तान मेडल्स जीतता है, कितनी जद्दोजहद होती है, इसके पीछे कितना एफर्ट लगता है, ये जानने के लिए हम तिरुवनंतपुरम आए. हमारे साथ आज जुड़ रहे हैं यहाँ के प्रिंसिपल. ही होल्ड्स डुअल चार्ज. डॉक्टर जी किशोर, प्रिंसिपल, स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, LNCPE, which is what I said is Lakshmibai National College of Physical Education. He heads that. He is a principal of that. And he is also director of Sports Authority of India region. स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया का एकेडमिक और उनका जो टैलेंट को ग्रूमिंग करने का जो एक ध्येय है, उन दोनों को साथ लाया और उन दोनों का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एक मेजर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी डॉक्टर जी किशोर के पास. डॉक्टर जी किशोर इज़ नो न्यू पर्सन. ही हैज़ द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ द स्पोर्ट्स फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 3 decades and he has led the team from front. Welcome, sir. Thank you for your precious time. And we only recently celebrated October 2nd, and our Honorable Governor of Kerala was here. What a message that was, sir. You had a very specific message, Swachhta and Sehat. Can you elaborate a little bit about that before we go and try to delve into what I began by saying? A medical college also has a hospital. In same parlance, here we have academics of physical education of the higher best order in the country, and the talent is groomed here as well.
First of all, thank you so much for your interest. And normally we don't get media interacting so closely and deeply into these issues. So as I have rightly pointed out, we had October 2nd celebrated coinciding with Swachhta, and also the theme which we have selected is one of the vision of our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji. He has dreamt of an India which is clean, fit and strong. He had, if you go through his message which he has conveyed to the rest of the world, one of the most important words of his which is paraphrased is my life is my message. If you go through the life of the father of nation, we could very visibly we can see his passion towards health and fitness from the very younger days. While he was a student, I was told that there is evidences that he was keen in taking part in fitness, health related and physical activities. He used to walk around 8 miles a day. That's what it is written in many of the books. And also later also, while he was involved in the freedom struggle, upholding the principle of non-violence, then too if you go through his lifestyle, he had always preferred to have long walks, and he has walked the length and breadth of the country. We reasonably presume that his physical fitness has close relationship between his thoughts and his vision. And his health and his physical fitness inter alia helped him to develop a mindset which to fight the mighty Britishers, upholding the principle of non-violence. That is what the physical fitness and health can give to an individual.
You mean to say inner strength translated through physical manifestation as well?
Absolutely. You see, a sports person is said to be a most socialized being. A playfield is the best leveler of all social inequalities. Why is that? In Olympics and all international competitions, there is lot of socializing. There is lot of about to get the global peace and harmony. There is lot of ingredients inculcated in the various in the Olympic movement. You see that after that, the entire athletes are made to stay together in a village. It can be called as Olympic village or a global village. If it is a continental, there also you have a village. First of all, they stay together, all the nations. Then they march together. They have received the salute. They take the pledge. The pledge is also that they will play the game in the spirit of the game, and all those values which the sports upholds have to be. They pledge that they will be truthful and honest to those. These beliefs, these are the things the sports underlines. It is not merely competition. Of course, it is competition too, but it underlines a lot of things on humanity, the values of life. It underlines lot on peace, harmony, and coexistence.
Taking a cue from October 2, Gandhi Jayanti, you also organized a cleanliness drive, and there was a fortnight, I saw somewhere, there was a poster saying fortnight of cleanliness drive. What prompted you to undertake that drive? And I assume the students are very much aware, and at the same time there is a very good participation and along with the awareness.
See, as I have mentioned earlier, sports person are expected to be role models. They have the qualities of ideal citizenship, and as Swachhta is one of the greatest movements which the country has initiated under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. We have taken this message in letter and spirit. You see this campus, we have a 50-acre campus. It is green, lush green, and you see that it is totally plastic free. We have tried our best to keep it out of plastics, and you see that it is well maintained, and we keep a lot of priority towards cleanliness. We request our sports persons to be role model by preserving this campus. Not only our campus, we did social service in surroundings. We have taken our students to the nearby important locations, including beaches, including gardens, including public places. They did service there, and they were acknowledged by the entire civil society, also by the Honorable Governor. We did Swachhta in the Honorable Governor's Raj Bhavan, and I think if you have noted, he has acknowledged it, that the entire students reached there. We planted saplings, we cleaned that premises in Raj Bhavan, and Honorable Governor also gave a message that this should be, when Raj Bhavan is clean, that every countryman need to do it at their respective places. So this is what the sports persons or physical education students and need to be role models, and they have to show others how the citizenship, qualities of citizenship are required to be exhibited.
So taking a cue from role model, what more example I need? You wake up at 5 and you are on the track, you interact with students, and you are there at 6 o'clock in the morning for the interaction and then assembly. What inspires you for that, if I may ask?
I am only doing my duty. Every coach, every faculty in this field ought to be like that. In fact, there are many who are more serious and more hardworking in the country, but they are not exposed. It is required that if failed faculty in the field of sports need to raise, anyone who want to thrive should get up by 5. So you must raise up by 5, and when you are and sports and physical education are those areas which lives and thrives, flourishes through field activities. So you have to be in the field early in the morning, and our activity starts at early morning, 5:45 with an assembly. And in the assembly, we the same principle again. They all get together. We have assembly. We have a captain who gives the commands. We have national anthem and college prayer. So we starts the day in a very right, productive way with positive thoughts, and then we switch over to different classes. That students go to different disciplines like their respective classes. Initially for physical fitness, exercise, conditioning, then later to various classes depending upon their schedule, and then they spend almost 2.5 hours in the morning working in physical activities, and it concludes only by 8:30. And after that they have to rush back to the hostels, get ready, and come back for the theory classes if there are students here by 10 a.m. If not, the others will rush to their schools and colleges to pursue their regular studies. So this is the schedule, and even after that they come back in the evening and afternoon 4:30 again we have our evening schedule, and it prolongs till 7 p.m. Thus, a sports person need to be hardworking. They have to spend minimum 4 to 5 hours in the field. Then only results will come. Hard work is and sweat is what makes sports person. So we try to make our sports person as regular as possible and do properly their training, and we oversee that too.
So it is always, I mean, putting a very on a lighter vein, it's always been said whether egg came first or the hatchery came first or the hen came first, is the same way we in sports we keep asking for medal, but we don't know where it all began, how many decades has been put into this into mastering the art form where you generate the world beater, and your place is worldwide known as the athletic capital of India, or maybe we can say Asia, academic college that is here, and at the same time we have our talent grooming, and they are the world beaters. How does that marry, and how does that operate? What is the complexion about it, and what is the contrast, and where you see the benefit coming out of it?
See, your question is quite interesting, as well as it need to be dwelt with a lot of. If I have to cite some, give a proper answer, I have to cite with certain facts and historical facts which have to be presented to. If you trace Indian education system, it dates back to the ancient times when we had traces of Gurukul system existing. The Gurukul system, which was prevalent in the ancient times, where the Shishyas or the students used to stay with the Guru at their residence. And if you see those systems, you could see that it was value-based education, wholesome education. In those times, though it was not all in record black and white, but our forefathers, the ancient times, they foreseen that a wholesome education or a value-based education should have ingredients to develop one's personality in a wholesome manner. That is why I think if you see this, they gave a lot of importance to living with nature, and proper lifestyle to be developed, proper values to be developed, the respect which they give to the Guru, the nature, to your elders, your parents, these were all developed those times in that Gurukul system. And also you see the curriculum and the syllabus of those, if not in black and white, what we trace in the history is that they used the students or the Shishyas used to be trained in various physical in various type of physical activities, like they used to be trained for equestrian or the ancient archery or ancient form of martial arts forms, like in Kerala we have Kalari, and if it is Manipur they had Thangta, and also yoga. These type of physical activities was prevalent along with them being taught with maybe Vedas or so. So it was in existence in Indian tradition and culture. It was from the very beginning, from the very ancient time, it was there. And later also, if you see the greatest education institutions of the world from those days, it was the ancient Indian universities like Nalanda and Takshashila. If you trace those evidence, there are enough of facts we can collect where yoga and physical exercise was a part of curriculum there too. And later, after that, in the pre-independence period, the sort of colonial education system which we have started following, there too you can see that those education had got an inbuilt system, had got an inbuilt arrangement or ingredient of sports and physical education too. That is why they emphasize that each educational institution must have a certain basic requirement of play fields, a certain basic benchmarking for the proportions of physical education teacher and student ratio, so that the students are being not only taught in the classrooms, but also they are taught to develop their physical faculties. So that is the wholesome education from the very ancient times, where one's personality, the education as far as even by definition, it emphasizes on the total development of one's faculties and personality. You can see that it is an education is from womb to tomb, and from womb to tomb the growth and development is basically through human movements. And what is physical education? It is movement education. And in the womb, the growth of a a child, during the prenatal stage, signifies its health. And after he is born also, every growth stages are distinguished by certain movements. Immediately after the birth, the child starts crying. It is a natural form of exercise or movement where the internal systems are tuned down. After that, it starts crawling, or maybe then getting up with on their with legs and hands together, then getting up, then walking, and through which each and every stage there is physical movements. And unless you give priority and make these movements with required priority and make these movements necessarily taught, or it becomes a handicap. So that is why the movement education or physical education is a part of the education system. And maybe the Olympics level, an athlete when he reaches or performs in the Olympic level, that is the perfection or the highest order of movement perfection. That is what you can say. The perfection or the top level performance to the elite level. But the basic movements are required as a part of education to a certain level to maintain your health and fitness too. So from there you can raise to a level of where high level of physical fitness, but a basic benchmarking of fitness is required for each and every person to be productive and to be healthy, to survive in their own fields, in their own areas. That is required, and that is what is advocated in the field of physical education. And if barring that, if you don't do that, if you don't give exposure, access to the students to get involved in physical fitness and physical education, it leads to complications. It leads to deficiencies. It leads to various other disorders. That is why the present generation, where India is heading for becoming the largest youth population of the world, the threat which we face mostly is due to the lifestyle diseases. And 30% of the population, as per WHO warnings, are likely to be affected by lifestyle diseases. And their only remedy for this is advocating on proper healthy lifestyle. That too, can never be a healthy lifestyle without doing physical activities and fitness activities. So it is that way. If you take this institution, your question was about the priority, what is the role which we play, or what is the role how we interrelates the education part as well as the excellence part. So these are two sides of the coin, where on one side we do produce qualified physical educators and coaches by giving them graduation, post-graduation, MPhil for those who are who have got some specialization or who are interested in research. They go for even PhD. And at the same time, we have trainees also in 22 disciplines spread over the various play fields, who who have been inducted to various schemes because of their talents in their respective games, and they have been trained to the highest levels of excellence. So this is how, and these are the two sides of the coin. And on one side, we try to develop a very efficient, highly qualified and field faculty as physical educators. On the other side, we got trainees who have the skills, who have the qualities of reaching to the higher levels of excellence, and we do train them. So that is how we have combined both. And these are not only here, in anywhere in the field, anywhere in the world, if you see, this is the proportion, or this is the in which they takes for development of sports.
Which one you like the most, and how do you combine them together or contrast that you find there?
No, there is. See, we cannot like or dislike. Each of these areas has its own priority.
So let me rephrase the question. Yeah. How do you prioritize the academic, and you said the excellence part? What are the issues or concern, or how? I assume that because we see the end product, the results, and they are very encouraging, at least in terms of India, in the terms of nationals and the international awards and gold and silver and medal and bronze that we won. So it is the academy that breeds them. It is a very, very, very most crucial part.
See, each of these areas has got its own priority. And as far as this institution is concerned, we have always seen that the desired priority is given to both sectors. And that is how you see that here we have almost around 1200 1200 products graduates who have been passed out from here and who are doing an excellent job as teachers, physical education teachers in various parts of the country. We have many postgraduates also who do job as directors and professors in various higher education institutions. And at the same time, we have also a large number of trainees who got into the elite level. We got almost more than 50 internationals from here who got medals. We have at present having 7 STCs, 3 SAGs, and 2 Center of Excellence. We have 2 national academies, 1 regional academy, and 17 extension centers under this region. And you can see that I've got the data with which we have found that many of them reached the elite level. Even in the recently concluded Jakarta Asian Games, we could, through our national coaching camps held under this region, as well as from the various SAI centers here, almost 30 participants were there. And we could get around 17 medals.
So the success rate is almost, 50%.
Yeah,
so every second winner is a medal winner here.
Yeah, so this is, quid pro quo. That, one side we have got the expertise, we have got quality professionals, and on the other side we have got the trainees and the aspirants who are to cater, who have to, that is why it is a best combination where we have the professional faculty and on one side, and the other side we have the trainees who have to be catered to, looked after and taken care for racing up.
It is also very important when we talk about the elite sport that there should be enough pool strength, the talent hunt. Are you satisfied with what mechanism you have developed here, or do you feel it needs further a pruning or further enforcement, or the funds, or the talent, or the talent hunt coaches?
See, if you say talents, every child has talents. We need to realize, we need to have a system where each child, each person, each student need to be made aware about what talent he or she has. For that, we need to, first of all, what we say through physical education system is that each and every school, if the physical education teachers are there, their duty is to make the child aware, to teach them the basic motor qualities and make them aware what is the speciality in them, what is the talent which is lying hidden in them, that need to be made aware to the child. It need to be explored, made aware and realized to the child. Secondly, once he realizes that he has certain talents, he need to have access towards coaching. He needs to have access towards latest the sports infrastructure. So these are the things which the system should give. The physical education teacher that has got the responsibility to give the teacher, all the students, make them aware about what is all about their body, all about the education they should derive through your physics. That is what it is rightly captioned in as Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhana. So it is to be made realized to each and every child. And once he realizes that he has got certain potential, he has got certain skill, he has got certain talent, that need to be nurtured, and there is no exception. Everyone has got each and every. There is no one who cannot say that there is no skill with a person. So that
it further takes your concern when you say that if a school has 2,000 students, each 2,000 could be turned into a medal winner. That was a very interesting statement when we are talking off camera.
Definitely. I'm sure that if you explore the talent in each and every child, there will definitely be an area, a sport in which he can excel. There are many sports disciplines, and depending upon the talent, we can rightly put the child to those areas where he can excel. And that is what is required. Now what is happening is that out of our total population, those who opt and take up sports as a profession are significantly a very meager population. First of all, it is not a priority. I am not blaming the children, because it is basically a fault, due to the system which is prevailing. The high influx or high focus to the the classroom, the education, gives the child very little room for them to involve in physical activity, to realize about their physical fitness, to realize about their skill. That doesn't happen. And the society, the parents also, there are changes happening now. There are a lot of, because of the various campaigns from the government side, both state and union governments, there are gradually changes are coming. But by and large, the society as well as the parent too doesn't encourage or doesn't give enough of support to the child to go to the play field, to take part in sports and physical activities, which is inter alia have impact into the scouting of talents. But we do scout talents. We have got a fixed test batteries and norms. We have got good talents coming in, but that is not what to the level of expectations. We have got a long way to go. We can reach very high levels of excellence if the true talents come into the true areas of sports, to the right disciplines.
So you mean to say, discover them, train them, place them, find their potential, and put them in the right bracket, in the right sport, and the flower will bloom into a medal.
See, the golden age of learning for every child is 8, 9 and 10. Let us dream of a situation where each and every child in the schools, 8, 9 and 10, are exposed to physical education activities. They are exposed to their motor qualities and they are shown. Let us realize then, whole of India, how many, the millions of our 40 million of them, or if they are being at the right age, if they are being exposed to those basic motor qualities, and if they are being made to realize, this is a dream of, we can say that within no time we will become within no time, no, we will 8, 9, 10 onwards. Maybe it takes another to shape them further, through the ladder to the higher levels. It may take maybe 12 years or 10 years or 12 years. Within those times, you will find that each and every sport will be getting a level 1, level 2, level 3, different sports persons in a queue who will be coming for various national, international competitions. There will be a pipeline, and each and every sport, I don't say that every sport, there will be priority sports and non-priority sports too. It depends upon the interest of the child. Some of them may prefer to go to Olympic sports discipline where they can go to the elite level. Some of them will be into professional sports because now it's a profession as well. Some of them will be into the health and fitness. But we can necessarily see that each and every child can explore and come up in one sport or other. And you will get for excellence a population which will definitely do justice to the country to raise to the higher levels of excellence. There will be another lot who will be there, healthy and fit, who will be doing well in respective professions. And the productive people all over the world who had laid emphasis to physical fitness and health. Maybe it's a top level policy maker or a head of the country or a head of the nations, maybe top level politicians or top level businessman who does well. We have got many role models. I don't want to name. If you just go through, you can find who are the head of the countries who are doing well in health and fitness. This is visibly known in the media.
Yeah, let's. If you don't want to give the name, let me give you the name. You have a very dynamic sports minister who is a silver medalist. I think the world over, it will be very difficult to find either in developed world or in developing world where the sports faculty of the country or sports fraternity of the country is headed by the silver medalist in Olympics.
So that is what I was telling, that is why the changes which are happening in the sports field is due to that vision, that a right person heading a right place at the top, at the spearheading that at the top level, that makes the difference. See how many ministers have gone in from their office rooms, have stepped out of their chair and started doing a fitness workout and shown it to the rest of the world. And at the same time, the Honorable Prime Minister too has given a glimpse of his physical activity throughout his lifestyle through the media, and gave a challenge to the entire country. These are not merely publicity. These are meant to genuinely motivate each and every countryman about the importance of health and fitness, and for themselves, and how it is important for the nation.
Khelo India that has just come almost a year, the top talent, which were almost 1,000 kids have been assigned, or now they have been taken on the system, and as you suggested, within a decade, these could be the medal winners. You also suggested that there is the Khelo India concept will be a very good landmark or a milestone within a decade. And also we have seen because of the health, because of our sports minister, we see this time the Asian Games medal. And we cannot forget what this academy has done. How proud you feel? Where is the scope of improvement? What are your target? Obviously short term, long term, and in between will be Tokyo 20.
See, the Khelo India is one of the most scientifically designed program or a scheme which has ever happened in the country. And see, it has just started. Within a very just more than 1 year, 1.5 years, you see what a visible change we could see in the talents. You could see all the international competitions held after we could see new talents, much more younger talents coming into and replacing the old one and getting medals. This is a very, very encouraging sign, I am telling you. If this Khelo India scheme, now 3 more verticals have to come up. If all those verticals are equally implemented, and if once it starts equally implemented, we could see that a sea change in the sports scenario of the country. You can definitely see from the school side, from the colleges side, from the rural and from the rural areas, from the urban areas, from the and also it has got a fitness vertical too. A lot of good talents will come. The entire, not only sports scenario, the entire youth of the country will be transformed in terms of their health and fitness, and also for excellence in sports.
Now that the Khelo India has come, do we have enough qualified talent hunter, enough qualified coach? Though your institution develops the groundwork for that, do you feel are we up to the mark, or there is a scope of improvement in terms of the generality of developing the coaches, the talent, the administrators, and at the same time, if you put it into your college perspective, do you think that you are grooming enough, or do you need more assistance, or do you need to tweak your budgets? How you go about it?
See, I am quite optimistic. The trend of change is quite encouraging. We could see that many areas, like the college was having a shortage of lecturers. So last year we got 6 more lecturers, new lecturers appointed. So it's a visible change. Gradually, it's a trend of improvement. I'm sure that if there is a will, there is a way. And there is already a good will which has already come up at the top, from the top. So there is a trend of change which is happening. But you see, if you want to raise to the levels of expectations, there are some more gaps to be filled. And I am sure that as per the present trend which is happening, we can definitely expect to see that the gaps, wherever the shortcomings or gaps are there, can be will in the time to come will be addressed to. And we are optimistic that we will be able to do justice. And we, in our functional level, these are the requirement of basic functions, like if you have more faculty, if you have got better facilities, if you have got better scientific equipment, if you have got better talent searching gadgets, this will all inter alia help in raising the standard. I think the trend is quite encouraging, and I am quite sure that the scenario in the field is gradually changing. And we are observing it, like the dietary allowance for the sports person have been enhanced, the kit allowance has been enhanced. So there are changes, but there are some more gaps to be filled, and I am sure that if the trend continues in this way, we are quite optimistic that we will be able to do justice to the entire aspirant youth to come take up sports as a profession or a way of life, and they will definitely come with this new trend coming. You can say that more youth and more children will be opting and coming up and taking up this profession and the field.
So I was interacting with the Honorable Governor the other day, and he promised to the people of the state and to the country, all the sports lover, that he wants to see your institution get a university status. What more branding you need, what more endorsement you need, what more encouragement you need. Though it is a central government's priority. Priority is right now the northeastern part of India through donor ministry.
See, our Honorable Governor is a great, true sports lover. He has got a lot of passion towards sports, and he has got a special liking towards these institutions of eminence. Not only us, he has got that way. He is being the chancellor of our university. As the governor, we are under Kerala University, so he is also our chancellor. He is the chancellor of Kerala University too. Being the chancellor of the university, and he being one of the senior most person in the head of the state, and the former Chief Justice of India, he has got a vision towards each and every field, and he has and sports is no exception too. So he has continues to patronize and support us all the time, and he has been kind enough to invite our students and faculty once to Raj Bhavan also. So I think the support which we are getting from the Honorable Governor, and also from all our we are getting good support from our sport head office in Delhi, getting good support from the sports ministry and state government as well. So we are quite, the trends now are in favor. Once we show our strength, like the results which we are showing in the last national games, there were almost the Kerala stood second, and it was our scheme trainees who contributed towards bringing the medal tally of Kerala to the second because of the SAI centers in Kerala. So both the state government as well as the other, they are fully realized that once we are working well, that we need more support. And I think definitely with this patronage and support which is being extended to us by all our, we will definitely be able to come up, and of course to get this elevated or raised to a university is a dream of ours. That in the long run, every professional has got a dream that you need to have elevation in your system, you need to have elevation in your institution. So we envisage, we dream for elevating this institution, not just for the namesake, but to cater to a larger lot of students because the demand is now high. We have got different sports science disciplines like exercise physiology, sports biomechanics, training methodology, sports management itself, it's an area, sports biochemistry, kinanthropometry, sports psychology. So each of this area, the demand from the country is so much. There are many new youngsters who aspire to get degrees and to undergo various courses in these areas. So if you want to do justice to these youngsters who are interested in these academics, sports academics, in this area, sports sciences, it is required to enlarge ourselves. It is required for us also to raise to those levels by having more departments, and that is why it is felt that in case these institutions, we want to cater to a larger lot of youth. If it is elevated to a status of a university, we would be able to function in a better way by doing justice in this field of physical education, and the latest advancements which are happening in various sectors, fields, subjects in the sports sciences and sports arena can be disseminated and proliferated to the all aspirant youth of the country.
As it is being said that if you do an MBA, you have to wait for a few months to find only the best get the job. Here you qualify, you do your physical education graduation or masters, and the job is waiting for you. So that is a very encouraging sign. I guess you'll agree with me.
In fact, we are not able to supply to meet the requirements. We are getting lot of demands from various sectors, both within the country, within the state, within the country, and even abroad. our products are one of the most sought after products because they have been trained like that. The faculty here is so experienced and so qualified that they teaches them with the latest inputs. So the delivery of our products has been widely acknowledged countrywide and abroad as one of the best. So that we are getting tremendous demand for our products to be employed in various governmental, non-governmental sectors in various areas. Now there is demand will further increase. You see if you see the trend now.
Will you be able to cope up with do you have enough seats for the student and enough faculty and enough space which is what you, as we all know, there is a severe need, demand is too high, supply is limited, because you are also looking for the quality output.
So that is why we are trying to gradually increase our courses. If you want just merely increasing the courses, we will not do justice. We will have to see that they are given all required living conditions. We need to have hostels, we need to have proper food mess to be operated, we need to have the play fields, we need to have the equipment, we need to have the classrooms, we need to have the literature, we need to have the faculty. All supporting requirements should be made. So we are not going in a phased manner. Now we have started gradually increasing the courses. This year we have introduced a new course approved by LNCPE, a 2-year course. We have also MPhil going on. We are postgraduates there. We have got in mind certain other new courses to be introduced. We are also now got a sanction for one additional hostel. It is under construction. At present, all our hostels are fully occupied. And we got another sanction for one more indoor hall. So we are trying to increase our facilities, infrastructure-wise and faculty-wise, so that we would be able to cater to more by introducing more courses and operating more courses in new areas, new sports science and sports related subjects is a dire necessity, because these are the people who have to go to the nook and corner of the country and deliver.
It is also here important to stress that you cater to SAI, Sports Authority of India Center in Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Lakshadweep. Is it too much on the one plate?
Not at all. See, we have got 93 coaches deployed. Each of these centers are been self-sufficient with in charge, their coaches, their supporting faculty. We do only the monitoring. Further, we do send our research scholars and the top level those who do research to these places. Many of our students are also not only from Kerala, they are from the nearby states too. So what will happen is that this will give access to these centers, will act as our extensions units in these states, and will help us to link with these states and also to see outreach in order to reach the community there, to the students there. These centers of ours which are in Tamil Nadu, in Puducherry and now Lakshadweep, we are only starting. We are to start. We will be expected to start from November. Will be our outreach centers. We are centers through which we can reach the youth of those states who will also can be made aware, and we can bring them also and give them also to the required education. So it cannot be merely confined to state. And we even have students coming from north, from northeast, and we have our whenever we need when we have our admissions, we do write to those regional directors of those maybe north or northeast, and we conduct the test at their regional centers, so that the students from those areas can also come and join our courses. So these SAI centers which we have in the nearby states as well as in other regions are advantageous to us to get our programs, courses known, and it will help the students of the aspiring students of those areas to access us through the respective SAI centers.
Lot of talent who won medal in Asian Games, they were training here.
See, I would like to place on record a fact that there was what you call it a miracle, or you call it something which is extraordinary or something. Almost 90% of the national campus who have trained here in this campus, they have improved their performance. We don't boast that, or we don't claim that it is due to the we have got something better facilities than either in other places, other training institute. It was not the case. But This need to be done, a research need to be done to be established. But we feel that the surroundings, we keep our surroundings clean.
I mean, on a lighter vein, we can say there is a method to the madness. And when we say that, it is important to talk about the guards, the messmen, the administration, the faculties, the coaches. They all have groomed the talent.
No, it is the team. As you rightly mentioned, maybe it's a groundsman, maybe it's a bearer, or maybe it's a pump operator, or maybe any sort of attendant here. Then maybe a senior officer. They all taken this as a part of service. They taken it as a mission, and they does it with a passion. So this passion and this mission of them to serve the sports person. I always say my subordinates, not my colleagues, I can't tell them, my colleagues, that you are here to serve the sports person, and we are here because of the sports person, and you are to treat them like your own children. And if you ask our trainees, if the sports person, they will acknowledge, they will say that they like more to come and train here, though they may get a better facility elsewhere. They like to come and train here because of the affection, the care, the support, the patronage, the motivation which we give to these children, to these sports person. Not only us, the surrounding, this environment, what we call the nature, is also so caring that we preserved a good green belt of forestry here. We got a small 15 acres of natural forest that is like we got lot of
Flora and fauna.
Yeah, lot of botanical species too. Just 15 acres, just a valley type where near surrounding our, that makes our campus more distinct, and it is like a tropical forest type thing, and there is lot of emission of oxygen. Some of our faculty, they do call it as a hypoxia, or we get natural oxygen pumping of lot of, and so anyone who does training here, their hemoglobin content, their capacity has further increased. There are many sports persons who came here with lesser performance, but in a short time they have improved and gone. You can attribute this with the recent performance done by the sprinters and jumpers. They have done well. You can ask the American coach Galina. She has all high praise to the institution, not only because of the support which we give, but she praises the surrounding, the greenery which we have, the nature which we have, the flora fauna we have, because we are friendly with them. And it is coastal area. We got the beach nearby, so that we get a very fresh atmosphere and fresh air getting every morning and evening here, which adds, which is one of the most essential ingredient for a sportsman to improve. And if they want to do a hill running also, we have got Ponmudi. It is just 40 kilometers from here. They can access Ponmudi for hill running. So naturally also, this location is most ideal for a sportsman to be groomed and performance to be enhanced.
Though Dr. Jaitilak, the Principal Secretary to Sports in the state of Kerala, has just taken up his new challenge, and how optimistic are you that his passion for sports is well known, but now the administration part is the most tedious, that we all feel that needs attention, or you feel that it is you two are well gelled to take the things forward, and you think it will all be fine?
See, we always had a very good rapport with the state government, and we cannot function in a state without the support of the state government. And the Kerala government was always been very supportive towards this institution especially, and towards the cause of sports promotion. And we were eagerly looking for someone like Dr. Jaitilak. He's a medical graduate. And immediately after taking over, what he did was he called me to his office, and he discussed in depth about what we are doing at LNCP, what are the courses, what are our problems, what further need to be done. And he wanted to learn the functioning of about our institution and sports in deep. And for that, after taking over, one thing he did was that he came here, the too early morning, at 5:30 a.m. he reached here, and till 8:30 he has gone to each and every playing venue, each and every training arena. He interacted with almost every sports persons and coaches, and had tried to acquire all practical knowledge and wisdom about the training, actual training, sports training and its various elements and ingredients. So that way we have discussed together on how better the state government can support our institution, and he has all mind to help us and support us to see that our institution and our sports person, they get a better care.
A little while earlier, when I was interviewing Upinder Singh, the triple jumper gold medalist, he says he wants to stay here and he wants to be trained a lot more here, even though he is getting opportunity from other centers. It must be a proud moment for you.
No, definitely Arpinder, and like Arpinder, there are many other sports person also who love to train here and with us, despite the fact that there are many challenges they are facing here. Because it is also because of these facts which I have elucidated before, that it is due to those facts that they prefer their stay here and they want to train here. But these are all policy matters, so it has to be decided at a higher level. And I think we'll leave it to that. I don't want to comment on those.
Sir, but one thing you should surely comment about your Gwalior days. Tell us about that, sir. How has been your grooming as a sports person, and now you're the head of a institution here, leading by example yourself.
No, those were the days, it was in the 80s. I joined LNCPE Gwalior as a student in BP in the year 1980. And those times LNCPE, it was not the present LNIP, it was the time LNCPE. And it was headed by Dr. Robson. And it was a sort of an experience or something, those days we cannot forget. We have fully got into what a student is expected to do, and I think that is the training which we got those days from those great teachers, and the system which we followed is what we are now. I truly believe that I could attribute what, if at all I am done something or if I am able to do something, it is due to that institution, those great teachers. Many of them are alive, many are not. So it is their dedication and the institution of Lakshmi Bai. It is the premier institution of sports in the country, in physical education in the country, developed by Dr. P.M. Joseph, Padma Shri P.M. Joseph, and the great stalwart from those, Dr. P.M. Joseph, Sri A.K. Singh, Dr. Robson, Dr. Mal, Dr. Ajmer Singh. So all these were pillars, and and they were great pillars of the field of physical education. We had the occasion to interact with these people, and it is their vision and their teachings, the experience they shared, and what we learned in the classrooms, outside the classrooms, which has given us the energy and courage and to do some service to this field. And I truly I attribute all what to my great teachers who have taught me in LNCP and during 1980 onwards for my graduation, then post-graduation and MPhil.
So this is your humility and your shyness that you're not trying to explain about your own laurels. But at the same time, I respect that, but it is also important here that you are hands-on, because being a student, you are hands-on what the students' needs are. You are hands-on where the impediments are, where the scope of improvements are. It's amazing, isn't it?
Definitely. It needs the next. We were the generation is changed. It's the next generation. The next generation trends are different. We need to understand that change of time which has happened. With the passage of time, many other changes have come in the what we have learned in the changes which have come in the systems. So when we deal with the next generation students, we need to cater in a different way. So that is what we are trying to cope up. We have got the next generation faculty who have joined here. We have new courses being introduced. We have new changes made in the curriculum. We have added to the changed the syllabus, course contents. So it need to be updated. So with the passage of the time, we need to see that whatever the innovations, education is something which is constantly changed. the things radically reforms comes. And if you want to innovate and design new things, the latest inputs should be given. And that's how we are in the process of making many significant changes in the course contents, in curriculum, and we are doing it is an ongoing process. We are not making any compromise on those things. We have two faculty members who were here from the time of inception. That is Dr. Jocelyn Charles and Dr. Shailaja Mohan. They were, the time the college initially started from scratches. It started functioning in medical college premises. So they were the one who toiled and put on sincere, committed, dedicated efforts without selfless efforts, and they worked hard. And it is the work of people, and it is under their leadership. There are many others too. There are some many ground faculties, groundsmen, watchmen, coaches. They worked as a team. In fact, the raising of LNCPE was a stupendous task. It took a lot of efforts, lot of pain from them. Mr. K.R. Krishnan Nair was there, Professor K.R. Krishnan Nair. He was a member of Snipes Board who was instrumental in getting the LNCP sanctioned at Trivandrum. In fact, he pioneered and he took the support from state government and submitted a project and got LNCP those times when it was allowed, it was raised to be sanctioned as a branch of that time LNCP Gwalior at Trivandrum. So these people have worked, and there are also many others who have joined later, like Dr. Usha is there, and now we have the present faculty. I cannot name all of them, but they have done an excellent job. It is in fact our faculty members. Dr. Reddy is there; he has just retired. So these people in fact contributed. It was selfless contribution from them.
As we recall Swami Vivekananda, who says, "Arise, awake, and stop not before you reach your goal." That is aptly suiting you, sir. And miles to go before we sleep, and miles to go before we sleep is again, that is what aptly describes you. Hope India wins many more medals under your leadership, with your team of faculty, with the team of staff, from the groundsman, from the driver, from the chowkidar, from the mess guy, for the people who take care of every minute details. And I think the success and the failure, there is a very minute gap between them. I hope, sir, your under your leadership, it will only enhance.
Thank you so much. As rightly told, their expectations are quite high. The nation, one of the key areas which every countryman is concerned is about the development in the field in the sector of sports. And if you want to raise to the level of expectations, it needs concerted efforts. It needs a lot of inputs. For inputs and efforts, it needs a lot of investment. It needs a lot of support. And I am sure that the trend now is very positive. And in the years to come, we can see a visible change. And I also like to assure you that this institution will always be in the forefront. And living apart, we will always try to do our best to see that the national cause of promotion of sports is always given top prominence and priority.
Thank you. On that positive note, sir, we take a cue and we wind up this interview, wonderful interview, for your time, for your dedication, and for the institution, and also for the talents that you have groomed, for the coaches that you have groomed. It has been a wonderful interacting with you. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the interest you are showing towards. I am sure, as I have started, I would like to conclude that it is the media who can, make people to grow and raise to higher levels. You can do negative also, but it is basically the support from the media which primarily requires for any raising institutions or fields to grow up. So with the support which you are giving, the sort of interest which you have shown to come down all the way from Delhi despite your busy schedule, and it is really applaudable. And we, from the bottom of our hearts, on behalf of the institution, on behalf of all my trainees and entire sports fraternity, I place on our sincere appreciation and gratitude for the support which you are showing towards this institution and the course of sport promotion.
So coming back to the cradle of sport is only homecoming for me, because I have spent 2 decades covering sports for Doordarshan and other organizations. But coming back here is always a homecoming and always a pleasure. Thanks once again for the positive words.
Thank you.